Has 2025 shocked you, Sarah, or do you think it has shocked the council?
As long as there are people willing to give their power away to other people or their energy away to other people, there will always be people willing to take that power, willing to take that energy. And we assure you, this is the most powerful, most exciting time you have ever experienced as the light that you are in physical form. You are living at the time of the greatest awakening that has ever occurred on Earth. You are ready for realization, the full realization of all that you are, the power that you are, the energy that you are, the love that you are, the light that you are. And it is so important that.
Are you ready to shine? Shine bright. Woohoo! Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Uriel, higher self, higher team, all angels, guide, and light warriors here for our highest good and highest good of all. Please help me to help Sarah today. Please help us to help everybody today. Please help us to shift consciousness today for our highest good, for the highest good of all, or something even better. Woohoo! Hi, everyone. Welcome back. I'm Michael Sandler, your host on Inspire Nation. If you've been wondering what's coming for the second half of 2025 and whether it will be even more action-packed than the first, then we have the Sara Landon and the Council show for you. Today, I'll be talking with Sara Landon, transformational leader, teacher, channel of the Council, and the author of a beautiful new book, The 15 Success Principles for Self-Realization. And that's just what I want to talk with her about today, about what's coming in the second half of 2025, where humanity's at today, and whether we'll still make it through these challenging times. So welcome back to the show, Sarah. Are you ready to shine?
Yes, Michael, I am so excited and happy to be here and looking forward to this conversation today with you and the amazing Inspire Nation community. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for being here, Almighty. Woohoo! And now this is a to be continued from earlier this year. Earlier this year, the Council said 2025 is your time to thrive. So I've got to ask, has 2025 shocked you, Sarah, or do you think it has shocked the Council?
No, not at all. I don't think it's shocked the Council. Maybe only from the perspective of how many people are actually stepping into their power, coming into realization, and living like the masters that they are in a state of harmony and peace from the highest levels of consciousness during this time. So I really just have to send a huge moment of just honoring everybody on this journey, where you are, how far you've come, what you've navigated through. If you have been able to find one deep breath and one moment of peace, that's it. That's how you know you've really got this and you are awakening to your power and what's here for you. I truly am seeing more people thriving than ever before, and it's so exciting to me. In fact, the Council's latest invitation is really to step into your divine prosperity, that promise of your soul's desire for you to thrive. I am really starting to see, and you're living proof of this, Michael, people stepping fully into their gifts, their passion, their purpose. And that is what is asked of us at this time, not to stay entangled in the third dimension of separation and fear and lack and limitation, but as you say, to really shine, to step into your truth and shine. That is the most important thing at this time.
So thank you. So I want to dive more into those signs and symbols that we can see all around us, that we are stepping into this new stage, this new era of humanity. A lot of people, though, that I hear from feel like they're blocked from thriving, or with the chaos and the wars and the climate and the politics. Oh my gosh, don't even get us started on that. That are we really awakening? How do we unblock people who feel stuck at this time?
Such a good question. First off, all of this stuff is happening for you to remember your power. In fact, it's one of my favorite success principles in this book. All of your power is in the now moment. This is all happening perceivably outside of you to bring you into your power so that you will awaken to your own power. So if you don't like the word power, exchange the word power with energy. Where's your energy going? Are you putting your energy into all the things you're upset about and worried and frustrated? Are you continually telling yourself the story that I feel blocked, I feel stuck, something's blocking me? That's what you're giving your energy to. So, energy is power, power is energy. I also like to say your energy is your joy. If you want more energy, feel and focus on more joy. And I promise you, it may sound that easy, but it is that easy.
Okay, so I've got my parents, as I was telling you, and this full disclosure, I like sharing the journey because I think it helps all of us. My parents are going through Alzheimer challenges. My mom found out yesterday, I brought her for testing, and I'm still processing it. Will be losing her driver's license. And I took my dad for a walk yesterday, and I said, "You're going to be stepping up to the plate. You're the new DD. You're the new designated driver." And my dad is having trouble processing or specifically getting to a positive channel when his world is now rocked to the absolute complete and total core. I think a lot of our lives are rocked to the core right now if we focus on the externality. And it's hard not to. How do we then? I love what you're saying about energy. How do we change that channel or flip from what's racing and ruminating in our minds to get to that higher energetic state?
So, in your examples, which I can appreciate so much, first we've got to remember that everything is always happening for us, even if we can't see it in this moment. I think of one particular student I have that has been with me for a really long time, and her mother was diagnosed with Alzheimer's and dementia. And it changed her whole entire life. It changed her family's life, her husband's life, because she had to go or chose to go several days a week to be with her mother after her father transitioned. And it seemed like a terrible thing. Oh gosh, mom has Alzheimer's or mom has dementia. However, watching this journey of love taking new forms and being created in new ways. At the very end of her mother's life, when her mother was transitioning, she could actually stay in her power, in a high vibration, in joy, in the highest states of consciousness, and honor her mother's journey, and actually navigate through family situations with grace and peace in a way she never had before. And so we think, oh, this is awful, but we don't really know. What if there is a gift in here? What if there is a blessing? So if you're willing to acknowledge that in some way this is happening for you and you stay in the moment, you will come to a place where you look back and go, wow, I see how that was happening for me.
So,
And go ahead.
well, if you were my dad, then
Mhm,
would you say, "Dad, I get I get what you're going through. Where you get to place your focus is on
mhm.
something great can come even out of this."
Yeah. What if? What if in some way, whether you know it or not, there's a blessing in this somewhere? Maybe we can't see it right now, but what if there is a blessing here? And it's being willing to be willing
Yeah,
to accept that maybe there is a lesson or a blessing. Really, I see it as a blessing. And maybe there is a gift in this.
yeah,
Maybe there is more love in this. Maybe there's something precious and sacred about this. I'm in no way comparing your parents, your beloved parents, to my dog, but my very senior dog was at the end of his life
yeah,
and he could barely walk. He had trouble controlling his bowels. It seemed to me like, it wasn't living his best life, but yet every time I tuned into him, he was really at peace and I considered it very, very sacred to be with him at that time in his life. And Every part of the journey is beautiful, but this part of the journey can be beautiful too if you're willing to see it that way.
I got total goosebumps because I put out my daily Woohoo newsletter yesterday. And I said, this may be a very hard yet sacred day. No child wants to take their parent in that they may no longer be able to drive. Um, but the sacredness is certainly that one door closing, another door is opening. If, as you're saying, you choose to see it that way, you have to look for the door instead of just staying, forgive me, and they use the analogy, in an attic or a closet and thinking there's no way out. There's always a door opening up if you're willing to look, if you're willing to step forward.
Yeah. And the thing I really feel for your mom is that perception that she's losing her freedom.
Exactly.
And so when we want something for someone or someone feels like they're lacking something or missing something, really seeing her as free and reminding her that that's not the only way that you experience freedom. And so being compassionate enough to understand what people are going through as these things are changing in their life, but remembering the divine in yourself so that you can remember the divine in the other, remember the powerful being that you are so you can remember the powerful being of the other no matter what, remembering your own freedom
Yeah.
so that you don't get entangled with someone else's story of where there is a lack of freedom.
So that's a goodie that I think we can all relate to for today, is not getting entangled in that story. In fact, I'm going to shift gears a little bit. Are there signs right now that we're shifting dimension or consciousness, or physical signs that we're really going from that heavier density reality that I think the powers that be are fighting to keep us in? They're not going to succeed, of course. That we're moving more to that fifth dimension, or that higher state of reality right now.
As long as there are people willing to give their power away to other people or their energy away to other people, there will always be people willing to take that power, willing to take that energy. When you say, I don't have the power here, you have the power over my life because you're the government or you're the political person in office. If you're giving your power to things and people outside of you, there will always be those people in the third dimension of fear, lack, separation, and limitation that are willing to take that power. So that's really our opportunity to realize that when we stay in our power, when we understand that all of your energy is for you,
Mhm.
and you live aligned to that power and that energy and that light that is you, there will no longer be people that take your power and take your energy. They're going to have to awaken to their own power and their own energy. That's their journey, not your journey. Your journey is for you. But isn't your life the proof that we are already in new levels of consciousness in much higher frequencies and vibrations? Isn't your own life the proof? Like we're looking out there wanting the world to change.
Yeah.
But if you look at your own life, look at your own life and see that you're in a totally different level of consciousness. You're in a totally different vibration and frequency. You're living in a new earth, heaven on earth reality. You can choose that for yourself. And you don't have to choose for everybody else. You just can't give your power away to those things outside of you.
Thank you. I want to go to a few more questions, and I want to dive into the council for a little bit if we can. And actually, is it best to save channeling for the counseling at the end? Are you fatigued after channeling the council?
No, never. You
Okay,
can you can talk to them anytime you want. And they're here. They're here.
gotcha.
It's as you well know, when I fully go into channel and really my consciousness becomes one with theirs, then it's just this continual download of information. So it's pretty cool.
So we'll go there in two more questions. So in the previous interview, the council emphasized judging from love. How do we discern truth, for instance, politics, media, without slipping into judgment or bypassing at this time?
Well, first off, regardless of what political party you are favor or align with, no matter what country you live in, I don't think we're ever going to know. And I don't think there is 100% right and 100% wrong. It's what's truth for you. When you trust yourself to know your own truth,
Mhm.
you're not looking outside of you for, oh, that party is right, or that person's right, or
Thank you.
that thing is right.
Yep.
You know truth within you. So discernment is, to me, being in your power, being in your truth. You can look at something or feel into something and go, that's not okay for me. But you don't need to then create a story that entangles you of why that thing is wrong and why this thing is right. At the end of the day, I would bet you most every single person that is going to listen to this interview, that follows your amazing work, that is part of Inspire Nation, including me, we all really want the same thing. I want peace and love and harmony and well being and freedom and joy for everyone. There are a lot of particular things like animal well being and the humane treatment of animals that I am really passionate about. But I also understand that the solution to that is not blaming, not fighting against, not getting all upset. The answer is consciousness. And me and you and this entire community raising our consciousness level, living at the highest levels of consciousness, breathing, speaking, acting consciously, aligned to the love that we are and the truth that we are, we will absolutely see an awakened world where there is peace and joy and love and harmony for all. But it doesn't happen by fighting against. It happens by coming into the highest levels of your own consciousness and taking action from there. I believe we all want the same thing. I want everyone in the world to know that they have this energy that is their energy. There is this light that is their light, and no one can ever take it from them. No one can ever give it to them. It's here for you to summon, to embody, to express fully in every moment. It's who you are. And it's not about changing the out there. It's about aligning to that power, energy, light that you are right here, right now. That's what changes the world.
Woohoo! As you're going through that, and I can always devil's advocate and hear the people talking, the people, hear people in the audience talking about, well, isn't this um, there's, okay, folks, I'm not a red, I'm not a blue, I'm not a black, I'm not a white, I'm not a green, I'm not a yellow. I may be a zebra. I don't see sides on a round planet. And the only party I'm going to vote for is the party of love. Now that we've got that out of the way, there are those who are going, oh my God, this is going back to, old patterns, World War II, who knows this? And this is taking place and that is taking place. But then what I hear, and so there are a lot of people with the buts, but then what I hear is, no, we've chosen a higher way. Even that we're having this discussion, this is not a discussion that would have taken place in 1945, for instance. We have chosen a higher path. You are attracted to looking at things a different way. You're attracted to listen to Sarah, to listen to myself, to listen to your heart, to listen to your soul. This could never be a repeat of anything that's been done before. It can only be birthing anew. And what we birth, we create our reality. It's truly where we place that energetic focus, which is why we're all listening and talking. And I'm jabbering right now because it's
Well,
what's
it's
going
true.
on.
It's true. It's true. Really. We're not going back to anything. And I certainly respect. I have wonderful people in my life that are huge history buffs and like to learn from the past and understand history, and that's awesome. But you're so spot on that we're at a level of consciousness we've never been in before. There's more consciousness on this planet than ever before. There's more love, there's more light, there's more people living in freedom. This is like nothing ever before. And the proof of it is it happens to me every single day that someone that who isn't necessarily part of this work,
Yeah.
but I can see them waking up to their own truth. I had lunch with a really dear friend that um, isn't particularly religious at all, but isn't particularly spiritual at all. And yet I'm sitting there listening and I've got this smile on my face because I'm like, oh, you're waking up. You are waking up. That was so conscious. That you can, and I could see the vibration. I could see the energy she was in. And she looked younger than I'd ever seen her. She was happier than had seen her.
Yeah.
And I could see it. I could see it. It's happening everywhere. This is nothing like we've ever been through before.
Comes back to that word sacred. This
Hmm.
to me is a very sacred. I know we can change the S and the order of the C and it becomes scared, but I don't believe so. It is a sacred time. And when we
Hmm.
play with the energy and understand and listen, not out there, but listen on the inside, we're tuning in something special. In fact, I'll dovetail from there. Can we tune in something very special here, Sarah?
Here's the here's an invitation. Here's something fun.
Yes.
For one day,
Yeah.
what if you're willing to see everything is sacred?
Ooh.
Everything is sacred. For one day,
Hmm.
you're just going to see everything that you see, everything that you come across. You're going to choose that it's sacred, that it's divine, that it's sacred, without any judgment of it, but as sacred. And that includes yourself when you look in the mirror.
This is good.
What if you start seeing things that way? Because the council's perspective is that not only is everything sacred,
Hmm.
but it's all here for you. That beautiful tree. I had this experience the other day.
Yeah.
I drive the same way every day down my
Hmm.
road, wherever I'm going. And I was kind of playing this game with myself. The council had brought in the awareness of that. It's all here for you. It's all sacred. And all of a sudden, something caught my attention. And I love oak trees. I love big, beautiful oak trees.
Hmm.
And I drove by this one property on my way home, as I always do. And I was like, oh my God, that is the most beautiful oak tree. I don't remember that oak tree ever being there before. I have driven this road thousands of times and do not ever recall seeing that oak tree. As if it wasn't even there
Hmm.
until I started to notice how sacred everything was and how beautiful everything was. And then I could see it. And it's just been life changing for me to see things as sacred, whatever it is. How do I know that it's not?
What the mind bender to me is is it because of where you placed your awareness on the sacred that more sacredness appeared to you? Or, and you know where I'm going with this, is it that as you looked for that which is sacred and started vibrating at that level of sacredness, you created a new reality where that tree now popped into existence? It'd always been there in a parallel, we'll call it a parallel reality, a different doorway, whatever PC term there is today,
Yeah.
but you synced up with it. And here it is. It suddenly appears. And other things will suddenly appear as well because of this new frequency of sacredness that you're now vibrating at. Like attracts
Yeah.
like.
Yeah. And to your question, I think they're both true, right? When you start to, uh, when you make the choice that everything is sacred, then you start to experience more of the sacred in everything and more things that are that energy of sacredness show up in your life. And I do believe it's all here. The council says it's all here. It's all here now. And yes, some of it is in a level of consciousness, at a vibration, a frequency, a timeline that you want that thing, but it's not about manifesting that thing so much as it is about being the person ready to experience and realize
Mhm.
whatever that is. because it's already here. And the council recently asked us to start considering that we've been on this journey of becoming, witnessing our own becoming. One of their core teachings, one of the success principles for
Yep.
self-realization. You are everything you wish to be. You already are. It's
Thank you.
all within you. It always has been. Within you means within this force field of consciousness that is who you really are, the energy and the light of who you really are. It's all within you already. So we've been on this journey to becoming. And I think whether you call it realization or enlightenment,
Mhm.
it is about coming into your wholeness, your completeness, your perfection, the creator that you are of your life, the master that you are, and that it's all energy and it's all light and it's all here for you. And the easiest way to it is do the things that bring you joy, do the things you love, focus on what brings you joy, focus on what you love. And I hear this so often.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful that I went through this experience myself so I can look anybody in the eye and promise you. I was in a very successful corporate job. I really did love the people I worked with. However, I didn't feel like I was living my purpose. I was so passionate about spirituality, about human potential, about living our highest potential. And that's all I wanted to talk about. And that's all I wanted to focus on. And that's what brought me joy. And that's what I loved. I had no idea how I was going to go from this corporate world in the technology industry to where I am now. And yet, the guidance I kept getting was do what brings you joy, do what you love. And so people say, well, you can't just do what brings you joy and do what you love. And if if you will be willing, if you're willing to start focusing on what you love and what brings you joy, you will start to see, back to your question, more and more and more of that show up in your life. And yes, when we have a new awareness or a new perspective about something, or you hear something on Michael's show and you're like, I love that. That resonates so deeply with me, but maybe you've never experienced it. That's by design. You come into new levels of awareness, new levels of consciousness. You begin to perceive things differently, even if you've never experienced them before. You begin to perceive things differently. As you start perceiving things differently, you start to have new experiences. Once you experience these things, then it becomes your truth. And to me, it is my absolute truth, absolute knowing. Nobody could ever convince me otherwise. If you do what brings you joy and you do what you love, you can absolutely live a life beyond your wildest dreams, live your best life, do what you love, create your life the way you want it to be. There is nothing outside of you stopping you. We get sometimes addicted
Yeah.
to constantly trying to fix ourselves to be enough, to be good enough, to be worthy of doing what we love. It's back to the you can go out and play, Michael,
Mhm.
when all of your work is done.
No, 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 no,
You can play and have fun
no.
when all your work is done. How many people can relate to that, right? So they think they constantly have to do more work on themselves in order to have fun and do what they love.
This is something that I discuss in my household regularly. If I go to the fun first and I set the tempo or the tone by getting in that energetic state, for me, I'm an athlete to going
Yeah.
out and, running a mountain, swimming an ocean, whatever it is. And I come back. Now I'm in the energetic state. I may have less, quote, time. The decisions are better. The outcomes are better. The Michael, or what we call in our house, the hubby, the husband, is better because
Yes.
I did what I loved first.
Yes.
And then I will make higher level choices to really peel away or parse or pull away the things that do not give me love and say, no, 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 I want to learn how I stay in that state even more.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%. The first few hours of my day are for me to do what I love,
Yes,
for me to do the things that fill me up, that bring me into deeper levels of harmony and joy. And then I do my quote unquote work, although I don't really work, but that is, again, that sacred, sacred time.
let's
And it's
play.
so important. So the council brought this to recently. Someone was saying, I don't have enough time. There's no time. And you said something really interesting. When you go out and do what you love and brings you joy, and then you come back to do the things that you would like to get done, there might be less time. But if you start thinking about time as
Bingo.
energy, then you always have all the time you need because there's always all the energy that you need in every moment for anything. And my team and I operate this way. We have an agreement that even if it means that the deadline we've imposed upon something
Yep.
needs to shift, that we only work and create when we are in alignment in the highest levels of joy. And because of that, we're extremely efficient and get so many incredible things done in a period of time that probably would take most people a lot longer because we do it when the energy's there, when we're feeling it. And if you start thinking about time as energy, you realize that you have all the time you need because you have all the energy that you need.
It's something I've written about quite a bit lately, and people have gotten the daily woohoo. They've gotten that. It is that I'm going. My eyes are closed because I'm watching Jean-Luc Picard, and I'm seeing him in what was it? The Cube, the Borg. I'm seeing with the Borg, and the Borg are telling him, "Forgive me, guys. I'm going way back, next gen, like 80s or 90s. Resistance is futile.
Mm.
There, if you understand time as inevitability,
Mhm.
it changes everything. We've been taught in this 3D reality that time time is not on your side. I'm butchering the song, but time is on your side. If you focus on that energetic state of something realized, it is inevitable. Sarah says,
Mhm.
we don't have, I'm told we don't have the time to do it. It's already done. We just get to sit down a little bit. It's already taken place. We don't have to worry about this team. It's already there. That's what I call inevitability.
Mhm.
And if you have that inevitability, you don't have to worry about the time aspect. That will take care of itself.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. Time is a tool that works for you when you really understand your power, your energy, your light, your truth. Time becomes a tool that plays with you and is there for you. And a lot of people probably feel this. I know I do. I have to really think about what day it is most of the time. I have to really think about what day it is because so many times I'm just in the moment. I'm in the isness of all that is and it's all perfect. And then when you do start to use time as a tool, you actually see how perfect everything is and is always being orchestrated and is always unfolding for you.
Thank you. I love playing with you, Sarah. This is a lot of
I love
fun.
playing with you too.
No, I
This
want
is
to go
what
to the.
we do, you know? I
Yes.
mean, I go back to that time in the corporate world where I was like, I just want to have conversations like this all day. That would be so amazing. That would be the best life ever. And here we are,
Woohoo!
right? And here we are. But I couldn't have imagined where we are right now. I couldn't have imagined the technology we have. I couldn't have imagined that in almost a couple of days, people went from never learning how to use or knowing how to use Zoom to pretty much everybody I knew on Zoom, being comfortable and familiar with the technologies that allow us to connect real time video, audio anywhere in the world. How cool is that? Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it.
It's a completely different world. So I want to go to the council. I just want to bring up one last thing because I'm with you on time. Although I have had, I'll be honest with everybody, the experience of being partway through the day and my team going, "Oh, you're going on air tonight." Going, "Oh my gosh, what day it is?" And then I'm like, "All right, we're good."
Yeah. Yeah.
That briefest moment. Would you mind channeling the council now?
Yeah.
And I
Let's
have a
do it.
question. At the end of the channeling, and I don't know if this is something I ask the council or if we plant that seed now, is there an attunement or a statement or a mantra that they could give us for this special sacred time? Because we're having you on at the moment twice a year. Maybe we'll have you on more than that, much more than that. This is fun. But is there something that they can give us or gift us to help us as we're moving forward from here?
Perfect. All right. We got the question. I know the answer will come. So here we go. I'm just going to take a couple of deep breaths. I get to this place where they're here, they're within me, they're all around me. I merge with their consciousness, and then they begin to speak, and they'll go to your questions. So here we go. We are so pleased and delighted to have the opportunity to speak with you on this fine and glorious day indeed. While our words to you are important, this is a vibrational experience of remembering your magnificence, remembering who you really are, why you are here, and all that you intended when you chose this extraordinary existence on earth at this time. And we assure you, this is the most powerful, most exciting time you have ever experienced as the light that you are in physical form. You are living at the time of the greatest awakening that has ever occurred on earth. And you are witnessing your beloved human family awakening at an expedited rate. And it is all because of you paving the way, leading the way, being the way shower, being the pioneer, being the trailblazer into higher vibrational frequencies, into higher levels of consciousness, into greater levels of love, into more and more of your own light. It is not that you are better than any other. It was that you were ready, that you are ready. You were ready to awaken, and you are ready for realization, the full realization of all that you are, the power that you are, the energy that you are, the love that you are, the light that you are. And it is so important that you live in the highest levels of mastery, that you live this wisdom. And as you do, more and more, you will realize that you are living a life beyond your wildest dreams. And you will know that this is the greatest contribution you make to your beloved human family, to the planet, to the animals, to the earth. So, what questions do you have for us?
Thank you. What does the second half of 2025 look like for humanity, and how do we anchor in to this fifth dimensional consciousness that you're talking about if there are chaos or wars or riots or whatever you may tell us that may come our way?
Well, we would focus on the peace, the joy, the love, the abundance, the freedom, the well being.
Thank you.
It's time to really fully step once and for all out of your habit of entangling with the third dimension. It's just a habit. It's just a habit. And some of you even create this story that to really step into a new earth, heaven on earth, the highest levels of vibration and frequency and light that are here for you, and live in pure love, that you're leaving people behind, but you're not leaving people behind at all. You're opening the door for any and all who are ready to step into living at the highest levels of consciousness and light and love when it is their choosing. And so, if there is war in your world, it's because there is war within you. If there is chaos in your world, it is because there is chaos within you. You contribute whatever is going on within you to the collective. If there's peace within you, if there is harmony within you, that is what you are contributing. And you will start to see that that is what you're experiencing in the world. Peace, harmony. You'll start to notice that everybody's talking about harmony. Everybody's talking about peace. Everybody's talking about abundance because you aligned with it. You didn't even create it within yourself. You aligned with the abundance and the peace and the harmony that has always been the truth of you. You came to the point where you chose harmony instead of chaos. You came to the moment that you chose peace instead of war within yourself. And when you understand that it's not your job to rid the third dimension of war and chaos, it is your job to elevate yourself out of the third dimension where there is fear and chaos. We have also said that the fourth dimension of transformation served you greatly, but still holds you in a lower vibration and level of consciousness where you're not really summoning all of your energy and all of your light because you're still in judgment. It is your ultimate opportunity right now to elevate yourself out of the fourth dimension by shifting out of judgment into pure love. And your new conscious intentional habit is living in the fifth dimension of pure love. It's what you're choosing. And you're replacing the old habit of entangling with the third dimension with your new habit of choosing the fifth dimension of pure love. Does
Thank
that make
you.
sense to you?
It does. There are a lot of light workers today. There are a lot of people listening to this show who are telling me they're feeling more exhausted than ever. What's going on energetically, and how do we shed that exhaustion at this time, or transcend that exhaustion, maybe is a better way to put it?
Well, you have an incredible opportunity to realize what a magnificent human body you have and have a relationship with it that is deeper and more enriching and more fulfilling than ever before. Most of you have been at war with your body unknowingly for most of your life. It didn't run fast enough. It didn't go far enough.
Yep.
It doesn't look right. It's too short. It's too tall. It's too thin. It's too heavy. It doesn't look like this. It should look like that. You're supposed to do more. Body, you're supposed to do more. By the way, you're not good enough and you need to change and then do more. And then you understand why you're exhausted. Your body is going with you into the fifth dimension of pure love. And you must be aligned to love within your body and have love for your body and really realize what a magnificent body this is. And then you understand that it's an important part of your role right now to take care of and nurture and nourish and love and have compassion and care for your magnificent body. Most people would rather try to help other people fix their bodies at the expense of their own body, not understanding that the real thing that you contribute to anyone, for example, what creates a spontaneous healing, is energy and light, your energy and light. And when you are fully allowing your own energy and light into your beautiful, magnificent body, all sorts of miraculous and magical and amazing things begin to happen in your life, in your body. But you also notice that amazing things start to happen around you because you're holding an energy, a frequency, a light that is allowing others to remember the energy and the light that is there for them too. And then they open up to healing and revitalizing, rejuvenating their bodies. You can't try to fix and help everyone else at the expense of your own body while criticizing your body for not having enough energy and not doing enough, while you're also telling your body you're not good enough and you need to change. This is why we say when people comment, oh, but it's so hard. Really? It's much harder to do all of that than it is to come into pure love, which is your natural, divine, inherent state of being, where your well being and your abundance is assured. You have habits of judging yourself, of holding yourself in unworthiness. You have habits that you had to practice really hard for a very long time to hold yourself in the third dimension, which is so dense when you yourself are energy and light. Does that make sense to you?
It does. Thank you. So you spoke about last time sixth dimension and imagination.
Mm.
What does that have to do with either creating a new future, or we're talking here about spontaneous miraculous healings, or we could talk about spontaneous miraculous abundance as well?
So, yes, we refer to the sixth dimension as the realm of pure potential, pure possibility. You often refer to it as your imagination. It is where every timeline is available to you to play, to explore, to experience. We've also said you are impeccable creators. There is no judgment of your creations ever, but you're all at this point where you really do want to create in a way that is aligned to your highest good, to the divine plan, to
Yeah.
the highest good of all. And so you're understanding that energy doesn't lie and it's all your energy.
Yeah.
And so then you can get excited about coming fully into your power in the now moment, consciously, intentionally, focusing yourself into the sixth dimension of your imagination, playing in the potentials and the possibilities and the realities and the timelines that are there and available to you. And you'll start to notice that you play in the same timelines. When you're really in your power and you know you are the creator within your own creation and you know that everything's possible for you and you know you get to choose the experience you want to have, you're going to start to notice that you continually play in the same timeline such that you will barely notice when that timeline becomes your physical fifth dimensional reality. But what happens for people most of
Yeah.
the time is they play in that timeline and they play in that timeline and they feel the reality of it. They know. And then they come back and they go into the habits of, oh, but I don't have the money. Oh, but I don't have the time. Oh, but I don't know how that would ever happen for me. Oh, but I have to do all of these perfect techniques to try to manifest it in order for that to get from over there to over here, and it never happens. The other thing is, as we said, energy doesn't lie. So you get so clear on the timeline and you're playing in it and you know it's your reality. but then you come crashing back to your physical reality and you feel the energy, but then you start to focus on all the ways it's not happening. Oftentimes, right before that moment, which we'll talk about the moment,
Yeah.
right before that moment that you barely even notice, where the timeline that you've been playing in becomes the experience of true creation as your physical reality in the fifth dimension,
Yeah.
people feel the energy and then they're focused on why it's not there. And it feels really awful because the energy is all there,
Hmm.
but you're focused on how it's not there. And you're literally creating this gap that no longer exists in your reality, but you're imposing it upon your reality. And it takes a whole lot of resistance to do that, which is why it feels so awful. So play in those timelines, play play and explore and know that it is as real as your physical reality. Most of the time, people are waiting for the moment that the love of their life shows up,
Yeah.
the moment that they have the money to do what they want to do, the moment that the doctor gives them a better diagnosis, the moment that the test is clear, the moment, the moment, the moment. When you realize that you are the moment, then it will be the moment. You're the moment. So long as you keep making the moment out there and something you're waiting for, you're not the moment. And it doesn't happen. Even if you really, 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 really want it. You are creating your reality. But we want you to understand you are the energy that creates everything. You are the energy that has created everything. So you don't need to create anymore. Your opportunity now is to choose. Choose. It's all here for you. Choose. And we say the universe only says yes. But here's how most of you are choosing. You say, oh, I went into my imagination, I played in that reality. That's what I choose. And the universe said yes in that moment. And then you said, but I don't have the money and I don't have the time. And the universe said yes in that moment to, I don't have the money and I don't have the time. So you're essentially sitting down at this beautiful restaurant. Everything on the menu is available to you. And you're saying, oh, I'd love to have this. Yes, the waiter comes. I know exactly what I want. I'd love this. That's what I want to order.
Yeah.
And then the waiter says, great. And then you go, wait, wait, wait. No, I really shouldn't have that.
Oh.
I really can't have that. I really shouldn't. I can't. I don't even know how I'm going to pay for it. Cancel my order. I don't deserve it. I'm not worthy of it. And then you say, no, 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 I really want it. No, I really don't. And so choose. And if it you feel some resistance because what you're choosing is really specific, then go back to allowing it to be more general. I choose to experience more abundance in my life. I choose to have everything I need to do what I'm inspired to do when I'm inspired to do it. I choose to have more love in my life. I choose more peace. I choose more compassion. I choose to experience the sacred in everything. Now, you may want to choose a very specific experience, but just like you are the moment, we want you to bring your awareness to the place
Yeah.
where you are the moment, you are the experience that you most want to have. You are the experience. It's about becoming your wholeness, your completeness, living in your fullness and receiving the experience that is already you. Do you understand?
Thank you. A couple last things before we get to let you go. And this has been so beautiful. I cannot thank you enough. Is there one thing that has surprised even you in 2025 or 2025's energy so far?
It doesn't surprise us, but it is a bit peculiar and amusing to us
Yeah.
why so many are afraid of the thing they want the most. We hear from people so many times, I want freedom. I want complete and total, absolute freedom to live my life the way I choose, to create my reality the way I choose. I want the freedom. And yet, it's the thing they fear the most. Because if you were completely and totally free, you'd also be completely and totally responsible for your reality and everything in it. People often say what they want the most is to be healed
Mhm.
or for this diagnosis to go away and to experience well being and freedom in their body. And yet, for some, it's the thing they fear the most. Because how are they going to explain the miraculous healing? How are they going to have boundaries and stay in their power and say no or what's not okay? Because in many cases, the disease, the diagnosis has been the thing that they could use to say, oh, I don't really want to go do that. Thanks for inviting me, but I don't really feel like it. I don't really want to. And we've had so many beautiful aha moments with our students where they realize that as much as they say they want the healing, they're afraid. Abundance, prosperity, your own power, your own light. Why would you be scared of living your most incredible, extraordinary life? And some people would say, because then everybody would really know how powerful I am. Because if I really shine my light as brightly as I am, everybody's going to see who I really am. It's peculiar to us that what you want most of all is often the thing you're also the most scared of. Because you, somewhere within you, know how powerful you are. You know that you can summon your energy and your light in any moment. We often give the example of the parent who lifts a car off of their child.
Yeah.
You have that power in every moment if you focused on it as intently with such love as that parent that lifted the car off the child. You all have examples like this of what you used to call extraordinary superhuman abilities. These are your natural inherent abilities. When you focus, when you choose, when you really allow yourself to remember your power. So you asked for an affirmation,
Yes.
and we invite you, if you're in a place that you can do so, to close your eyes and take a deep breath and put your hand on your heart and say to yourself out loud, I know who I am.
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 Say it again.
I know who I am. I
Say it
know
again.
who I am.
Yeah.
I know who I am.
Yeah. Do you feel it?
I know who I am. I
Yeah.
know who I am. I know who I am.
We encourage you all throughout the day, especially when you feel good, especially when you are witnessing something sacred. You're standing beneath a beautiful tree with the sunshine on your face and a cool breeze. And you're in this beautiful moment. Put your hand on your heart and say, I know who I am. I know who I am. As you're driving down the road, or if you hear a beautiful piece of music, I know who I am. And in any moment that you're trying to figure something out or make a big decision, or you feel overwhelmed by what's going on in the world, or you have forgotten, put your hand on your heart. I know who I am. I know who I am. I know who I am. Therefore, it is. Therefore, it is. Therefore, it is because I know who I am.
Woohoo!
Good day. Do you have any other questions for us?
That is it. I cannot thank you enough.
Indeed. You are going to experience the most incredible, extraordinary, magnificent shift in the second half of this year, but starting right now into whole new levels of your power where you will shine brighter and bolder and more brilliantly than ever before. The next perfect step will come to you. The next perfect step will come to you. The next perfect step will come to you. Open your heart. Open your mind. Open to new levels of consciousness. Because what is here for you now and in the second half of this year and in the years to come, in the decades to come, you are going to live every day in the energy of living your wildest dreams, beyond your wildest dreams, in a life, in a reality, in a beautiful, eternal now that is more amazing than you ever could have thought to ask for. That is truth. So, we have enjoyed this conversation with you so very much. We love you. We love you. We love you. And with that, we are complete.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome back, Sarah.
That was amazing. Wow.
There's been a sweetness to the energy today, sacred. I guess we've
Yeah.
been using that word sacred.
Yeah.
How are you feeling right
I feel great. Yeah. Really good. Really good.
So we get to wrap this up. You have this beautiful book behind you, the 15 Success Principles for Self-Realization. What is it? Where can people get it? Why do they need to
Oh,
give away copies of it as well?
thank you. The 15 Success Principles for Self-Realization. It's channel wisdom to create your reality and expand your perspective. These are the core 15 fundamental, foundational teachings of the council that have absolutely, completely changed my life and my students' lives. I share some extraordinary stories in here of how these principles have changed the lives of my students all around the world. It is really based on this thing that the council told me very early on, which is the essence of this entire book. Live this wisdom and you will have a life beyond your wildest dreams. And any
Yeah,
anything that's going on in your life, you could literally pick up this book and turn to any success principle, and it is the answer. And if you will live it,
yeah,
you will find peace, harmony, joy, purpose, meaning, fulfillment. You will align to your power. You will summon your energy. You will realize your light. You will live in that fifth dimension of pure love. To me, it is the manual right now for navigating the human experience. They're correcting me. It is the manual for thriving in the
ooh,
human experience.
love
It
it.
is the manual for thriving in the human experience. So it's available audiobook, paperback, ebook, get them
Yep.
all. Please read it, enjoy it, love it. It's always so helpful if you leave a comment wherever you bought the book. I do read all of those and I appreciate it so much. And you can find a lot of incredible resources at saralandon.com. We have our master's class advanced program, which meets every week, and we do channeled sessions and Q&A with the council. We have amazing courses that are absolutely transformational and life-changing. There's a whole tab of free resources. This is my fourth best-selling book, so you can also check out You Are a
Oh,
Channel, The Dream, the Journey, Eternity, and God with Mike Dooley, and The Wisdom of the Council. So thank you so much for having me. And I'm really excited for you. I heard what the council said. So I know that was true for you, Michael, and for everybody listening. And I could feel it for myself too. So I couldn't be more excited about this moment and the incredible things to come.
thank you so much, Sarah. This has been beautiful. This has been incredible. Congratulations on your book. The energy, every single time I have you on, the energy is better implies that it wasn't good before. It was great before, but it's still the more that we bathe in this energy, and I mean you, I mean me, I mean the audience, the more we shift. And you come back at a snapshot like every 6 months. And even in that time period, I can see and feel that the best word that I have for it. And it's a word that I'm using, a surprising word I'm using for 2025. There's a sweetness,
Yeah.
and I can feel and sense and hear the sweetness in you, which is also a reflection of the sweetness I'm hearing and feeling in everybody right now, even because of everything going on in the world today, rather than despite. How's that?
Oh, I couldn't agree with you more. I feel so much. I love that word. I feel sweeter, kinder, more loving, compassionate because of what's going on in the world. I also feel like I know more of who I am because of what's going on in the world. And there's so much love in that for all of us. So I think what you're saying is it just gets better and better. How could it get any better
Uh,
than this?
there we
And it
go.
just gets better and better. It's like an invitation to the universe. How could it get any better than this? And then it just gets better and better. So thank
How
you,
does it get
Michael.
any better than this?
Yeah,
How does it
this
get any
was
better
awesome.
than this?
Love it.
So for everyone out there, this is Michael Sandler saying, be well, have fun. How does it get any better than this? And above and beyond all else, shine bright. Woohoo!
Woo-hoo. Bye, everybody.
Oh, so much love, Sarah. This is
That was
beautiful.
awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks, Michael. Well, enjoy your birthday celebrations as they continue on. So
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
The
This was
2-week
awesome.
TBC.
Yes.
I think
Awesome.
we should all enjoy every day as if it's our birthday. We live
I
differently.
agree. Yes, absolutely. I agree. I love it. So thank you. I love you, my friend. This was awesome.
Goes
Appreciate
both
it.
ways. Lots of love, Sarah.
Bye.
Bye. How does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? Well, if you're looking to raise your vibration up each and every day, simply come on over to dailywoohoo.com, my daily newsletter, which is really an attunement coming out of my automatic writing to bring your energy up each and every day. And it's free, dailywoohoo.com. If you want a deep dive, which is actually a deep dive down, a deep dive up, to a higher level and help with your ascendance, help with your mastery, help with you to live at that higher plane or playing field. Come on over to the School of Mystics. We meet 4 times each month. There are attunements, group intention meditations, healing sessions that come through those meditations. We have clearing sessions as well, along with very powerful teachings to shift your energy and help you to stay at that higher plane. You'll find the link to the School of Mystics down below. If you'd simply like to learn, the most powerful tool I've used, automatic writing, in order to channel with your angels, with your guides, to connect with the council as well, or whomever or whatever you desire on the other side of the veil. Come on over to automaticwriting.com. We have a video-based program and we have live classes each and every month. Automaticwriting.com will tell you when that next live class is coming. It's a great place that you can start. Yeah, I will give you here the link to the next show. Check out the link to the next show right here. Love you so, so much and keep on shining bright. So much love your way. Woohoo! How does it get any better than this? Love. Pure love. That's what you are. That's who you are. I love you. Bye.